You ever get a letter in the mail that just makes you want to set your whole mailbox on fire? That was me the day I got a bill. Yeah, an actual invoice for HOA dues from a homeowners association I never joined, didn't want, and according to every legal document on planet Earth, didn't even belong to. Not a "hey, welcome to the neighborhood" note, not a bake sale on Saturday flyer. A bill. With threats. And when I say threats, I mean the kind with words like delinquent fines and my personal favorite, lien. Apparently, I'd wandered onto the set of a suburban mafia flick, and Karen Lander was running the show. Now, if you've never gone toe-to-toe with an HOA president who thinks she's the Queen of England, let me tell you, it's a ride. One day you're grilling in your backyard, next day you're starring in a soap opera called As the Lawn Grows. My story, well, it blew up faster than I could say I just live here. And yeah, if you've got a wild Karen story, I want to hear it, because what happened in Judge Martinez's courtroom could make even the boldest HOA villain sweat. Picture it. Judge Martinez, looking about as tired as someone can get without falling asleep on the bench, flips through our case file, lands on the dissolution order. Yeah, that's right, dissolution, as in this HOA was legally dead for years, and gives it a sniff, like it might actually stink. Across the aisle there's Karen, our glorious HOA president, a vision in what I can only describe as flamingo, having a breakdown pink. She's purple in the face, spitting mad, calling the judge biased, calling the whole thing a sham. You've never seen a grown woman have a meltdown like this unless you've been to a toddler's birthday party where someone ran out of juice boxes. And there's my wife Gina sitting behind me, phone at the ready, filming the whole scene for the neighborhood Facebook group. Because, you know, receipts, as she likes to call them, are the real currency in suburbia. She gives me this little nod, barely there, but I know it means we got her. Meanwhile, I'm biting my lip to keep from laughing out loud, because after 6 months of getting harassed by Queen Karen, the queen of petty tyranny, I finally get to watch her own rules chew her up. The judge, cool as a cucumber. He waits for Karen to run out of steam and then gives her the one more outburst, and the bailiff's got you treatment. The whole courtroom, packed with neighbors she's been bossing around for years, is holding its breath. I'm not even supposed to be here technically, but now I'm the main character and nobody's blinking. Judge lays it out. The HOA lost its standing 3 years ago. They've got zero power, no right to collect dues, can't enforce rules, and sure as hell can't slap liens on my property, which, by the way, never belonged to them anyway. He tosses out every fake debt, orders an audit, and then, icing on the cake, refers Karen to the DA for possible criminal charges. The room actually gasps. Even Karen goes dead silent. Me, I just start grinning. It's over. But let me back up. Because as wild as this courtroom scene was, the real battle started with something stupid. A letter. On garbage day, no less. That's the day I'm usually feeling pretty accomplished, dragging the bins to the curb before the truck rumbles by. Gina and I had just bought this place, a cute little ranch at the edge of the fancy Longwood Estates. My dream house. And the best part, no HOA. We checked every plat map, every county record. Lot 24, our lot, was outside the gates. Neighbor to the left, pristine grass, HOA territory. Us, ragtag lawn, blissfully free. So when Gina hands me this envelope, cream paper, gold tree logo, the whole 9 yards, I think it's a welcome note. Nope, it's a bill. $450 out of the blue. They've got to be kidding me, I laugh. Must be a mistake. Gina shrugs. I toss it. Rookie mistake number 1, never underestimate a Karen. 2 days later, I open the door after dinner, and there she is, Karen herself. Hairspray helmet, white pantsuit, smile so fake I could see the cracks from space. Welcome to the neighborhood, she says with a voice as sweet as antifreeze. Did you get your invoice? I tell her politely but firmly. Sorry, not in the HOA. We checked. Her eyes go cold. That's just a technicality, she says. You use our roads, benefit from our landscaping, you should pay your share. And when I refuse, she leans in and purrs. It'd be a shame if things got unpleasant. I swear I half expected her to drop a horse head on my bed. From there, it's open war. Weekly letters, each one meaner than the last. Fines for garbage cans, dandelions, even my welcome mat. Apparently it didn't meet community aesthetic standards. I start using her letters to light my grill. Then come the Muscle 2 compliance officers in matching polos, stretching a measuring tape across my mailbox. I confront them. Code violation, they say. Your mailbox is half an inch off. My neighbors are peeking through curtains getting a free show. So I do what any tech guy would. I start recording. Suddenly, they're less cocky. Gina joins me with her phone silent and fierce. They scramble, pack up, and bolt. Gina, by the way, is a force of nature. That night, we make a plan. If Karen wants a war, we'll give her one. Operation Annoying Neighbor is born. At 7:01 a.m. every Saturday, exactly legal. I fire up my mower right on the property line, engine roaring like a NASCAR pit stop. Gina makes a huge sign, not part of the HOA, no dues, no rules, all inquiries, please go away. We put it front and center. The neighbors love it. Karen goes nuclear, hand-delivering more threats, more fake fines. And when the letters escalate to public nuisance violations because apparently my decorative windmills are a menace, Gina counters with a 7-foot inflatable flamingo. I swear you could see it from orbit. But Karen isn't done. She sends security. One day I come home to find a golf cart parked across my driveway, thick-neck from before, in a wannabe cop uniform. Can't park here, pal. Fire lane. He blocks me and tries to start a shoving match. Gina calls 911 phone on speaker, recording everything. When the cops show up, they see right through it. This is private property. You're trespassing. Want to keep talking, or should we head downtown? Thickneck turns ghost white, drives off, and that's the last we see of Longwood security. By now, it's not fun anymore. Karen's dangerous. She's trying to provoke me, get me arrested. That's when Gina turns general. Let's dig, she says. She's got a talent for digital sleuthing. Growing up with 4 brothers will do that. We start with the plat maps, our lot clear as day outside the HOA. Gina prints everything, builds a binder labeled Karen's Receipts. Meanwhile, I check the state corporate records. And what do I find? The Longwood Estates HOA has been dissolved for years. All those dues Karen's been collecting illegal. The liens fraudulent. The whole thing one big, shiny, pink-suited scam. But we need proof and we need allies. So we throw a barbecue invite. The neighbors who've suffered under Karen's rule, Bob and Carol, fined for a basketball hoop. The Hendersons fined for excessive wind chimes. And Arthur, the timid treasurer. We lay out the evidence page by page, and for the first time you can see the fear start to lift. Arthur hands me a thumb drive full of board emails, bank records, threats from Karen herself. The spell's broken. Now we've got a whistleblower. A week later, Karen sues me. $5,000 for unpaid dues. My cousin Alex, a law student and part-time loophole bloodhound, tries to talk me into hiring a real lawyer, but I know this is a show-and-tell case. Gina organizes the evidence. I just have to tell the story. The day of the hearing, the courtroom's packed. Karen, lawyered up, tries to play victim. But I walk Judge Martinez through every document, the plat map, the inactive HOA registration payments to Karen's fake landscaping company, the thumb drive with her threats and cooked books. Arthur takes the stand, shaky but brave, and reads Karen's own words. The judge listens, growing angrier by the minute. Then comes the hammer. The judge lays it out fact by fact. I never belonged to the HOA. They're dissolved, dead, powerless. Karen's been collecting money and filing liens under false pretenses. That's not just mismanagement, he says. That's fraud. He orders the HOA dissolved again for good. All liens are voided. A forensic audit is coming, and the DA is getting everything. Oh, and Karen, she's paying my court costs and a hefty personal fine. Karen explodes, shrieking about bias and conspiracy, but the judge is over it. Bailiff escort Miss Lander out. She's dragged away, still yelling. The neighbors are cheering, hugging, tears in their eyes. It's over. Her reign done. The money she stole coming back to the community. Even Bob's son gets his basketball hoop back. A few weeks later, it's like the neighborhood is breathing for the first time in years. Bob paints his shutters the loudest neon green I've ever seen his victory flag. Jean and I sit on our porch, beers in hand, Buster asleep at our feet. The sign's gone, replaced by a simple welcome mat. Peace at last. But you know what really sticks with me? Power only works when people let themselves get pushed around by it. Sometimes the system's rigged, sometimes it's just loud. But if you stand your ground, document everything, and get a little help from your friends, truth has a way of coming out. And justice, well, sometimes it shows up wearing a judge's robe and the world's biggest look of disappointment. Now, as the sun sets and I stare at those radioactive green shutters, I can't help but wonder, at what point does fighting back cross the line from justice into vengeance? Is there ever such a thing as going too far to defend your own? Where do we draw the line between community and control? So let me ask you, if you were in my shoes, would you have fought the same way? Have you ever stood up to power, or maybe let it slide to keep the peace? Drop your thoughts or your own wild HOA stories down below. Let's talk about what's right, what's wrong, and where we find justice in the mess of real life.
Cảm ơn các bạn đã xem video.